This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. Thank you for joining us. Topping the news tonight, as the road to recovery continues for Grand Bahama, executives of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce are addressing a number of issues affecting the local business community. The president is calling for better communication between the major stakeholders mandated to move this island forward. Megan Shepherd has more.
As it relates to
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Greg LaRota, says that some 3 months post-Hurricane Dorian, and there are still many concerns from the business community that need to be addressed. LaRota says the chamber fully supports the government taking over the international airport, as that entity is key to the economic survival of this island.
the airport is such a critical part of our recovery effort that is something that we should no longer leave up to others or to a foreign investor. We feel like now is as good a time as any for the government of the Bahamas to take control of that airport in the best interests of the economy of Grand Bahama and the wider Bahamas, and do whatever is necessary to get ownership.
The future of VAT and duty exemptions announced by the government is also a concern.
Local businesses were told of the VAT concessions via media, and it was announced that it would be implemented on December 1, that's Sunday, to give local businesses time to address their systems. However, most businesses have not been engaged. We have no idea around the details of the items that would be VAT-free come December 1. And so we really can't adjust our systems accordingly. And the public would be expecting, come Sunday, items that they were told would be VAT-free are VAT-free.
Now, a number of items and goods could be purchased duty and VAT-free through exigency orders. However, LaRota notes that certain forms will expire as of Saturday, November 30th. He says he believes that the transition and implementation of this process needs to be more clearly communicated and executed.
Now, it's my understanding that after the expiration of exigency 4, those items would be covered under the new economic development or encouragement order. However, up to date, we don't have all of the details around that. But again, what I understand is it will be required of businesses and the public in general to get pre-approved by the government to benefit from the tax breaks under the Encouragement Act. However, again, we're into the weekend, and come Sunday, we would be faced with persons who may have gone abroad to obtain goods and materials that they felt was covered under Form A and Form B. They would be returning only to find that Form A and Form B no longer exists, and that they would need to be pre-approved to get those items cleared.
Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
Thank you, Megan. Now, the Customs Department's head office in the C.A. Smith building will be open from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow for the processing of exigency forms for replacement vehicles. In other news, the Grand Bahama Principals and Vice Principals Association will host its third annual Parenting Forum at the Bishop Michael Eldon Auditorium tomorrow. President of the association, Gia Walker, says there will be an interesting lineup of speakers who will speak on a number of topics like coping after the storm and children's mental health.
After we would have had the devastation of Dorian, as a community, we've done an awesome job of bouncing back. And so we just want to continue to make sure that everyone gets what they need, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or even spiritual. So we want to invite everyone to come out and take what's being shared in every single form. And again, that's this week, Saturday, November the 30th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Bishop Michael Eldon School Auditorium.
She says while many have bounced back physically, they want to also focus on emotional well-being.
Is so that we can get information out to parents, everybody, parents, teachers, guardians, loved ones, family members, everyone who deals with children. Here's an opportunity to find out how to deal with what has happened, who you can talk to, ways that you can get help if you still need it. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, and we all need to be here for one another. And as our theme says, it takes a village, and we are truly a village that has come together in such a time as this to make sure that we look out for one another's well-being.
Now, that parenting forum will begin at 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. tomorrow at the Bishop Michael Eldon Auditorium. Meanwhile, the West Grand Bahama Youth Development Association celebrating 29 years of community building. A number of special events will take place throughout the next week, beginning with a ceremony at the YMTA grounds in Hunters at 10 a.m. on Saturday. A number of academic and environmental competitions will also be held at Ruthnell Technical Institute in Hawksville next week. Co-founder of the association, Fred Delancey.
Our major event will be on Saturday, December the 7th. This is called a Community Awareness and Opportunities Day. During that day, actually, the association will introduce a youth development program, community development program for South and West Grand Bahama, featuring sports and recreation, leadership activities, business development activities, and so forth. As I said, sports and recreation, because we'll have a basketball jamboree comprising teams from West and South Grand Bahama, 17 years and under. And also, too, we'll feature technical education and job training.
Ruthnell Technical Institute representative Pleasant Bridgewater says the events are designed for the whole family to enjoy, and she's inviting the public to attend.
The events are not just one-sided or lopsided. It's well-rounded because it's holistic, I would venture to say, because you're talking about the environment, you're talking about competition, so you're looking at education, you're talking about community awareness, and then a fun day, and so it's exciting. So it's not just, boring. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to be all-inclusive because it's going to include the whole family, the young, the old, the in-between, the healthy, the not-so-healthy, and it's going to be talking about us and our development and the development of our young people.
Stay with us. There's more news after the break.
Of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.